Hey people, today's episode of WTF is sponsored by GoToMyPC. Start a 30-day free trial at GoToMyPC.com with the promo code WTF. Do it!
Lock the gate!
All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers, what the fuck buddies, what the fuck nicks, what the fuckapinos, the what the fuck me's. You, of course, the what the fuck me's. Fuck me. How good does that sound rolling off the tongue? I'm sorry, people who are driving their kids. Fuck me. Sorry. It's so catchy for a small child to pick that up and spit it right back in your face. I apologize. Maybe I should just not do that at all. Maybe I should get rid of all the fucks on the show entirely, so I can be more family friendly. So you parents can listen to this, inside the car when you're trying to ignore your children. Maybe I should be more considerate of you. I'll think about that. I'll jot it down here on a piece of paper, and I'll make note that perhaps the fuck is out with fuck. Right? Okay. That said, amazing guest today, Leslie Jones, an incredibly funny, aggressive, interesting comedian. This story, when we talked, it was one of those stories where it just, her ambition and her desire to be a comic, I found to be incredibly compelling, and sort of her journey was very astounding to me in a lot of ways, and I think you'll dig that. Also, my book, Attempting Normal, out at the end of April, is available for pre-order, and I'd like you to do that. If you'd like my book, Attempting Normal by Marc Maron, which will be available in an ebook, an enhanced ebook, and a audiobook eventually, is now available for pre-order in a hardcover edition at, you can go to Amazon, you can go to Powell's, you can go to try your favorite bookseller online. Look up Attempting Normal by Marc Maron and pre-order that. iTunes is another place. I know the publisher gave me one link where you go to their page and then you can link to whatever you want. That's probably a smart way to do it. Probably be an easier way for me to do it, but I'm not doing it that way. Oh, here's another thing. You want to get on a boat? You want to get on a boat with a bunch of comics? Let me tell you about this, all right? You could be with me on a boat in the Atlantic Ocean, right? How's that sound? Would you like to go to the Atlantic Ocean Comedy and Music Festival? You can do it. September 13th through 16th, I will be taking a cruise with some amazing comedians and friends and musicians, and you can join us. All right, this is organized by my buddy Jesse Thorne, who some of you may know taught me how to podcast. And it's being brought to you by his company, Maximum Fun, and almost all of the comedians that are going to be on the boat have been on this show. So it's going to be me, Maria Bamford, John Hodgman, Eugene Merman, Al Madrigal, Nick Thune, Kristen Shaw, Kurt Braunohler, Hari Kondabolu, John Darnielle of the Mountain Goats will also be on the boat. What do you think of that? The ship leaves from Miami, and then we're all going to spend 2 days in the Bahamas together. I didn't know that. So it's 2 nights of stand-up comedy, 1 night of great music. You can find out more about the Atlantic Ocean Comedy and Music Festival and book your tickets by going to boatparty.biz. Oh, God. We're going on a fucking boat? I've agreed to this. Not only have I agreed to it, but Al Madrigal has Maria. Me and Maria Bamford on a boat? That doesn't seem to add up to me. John Hodgman seems like a seafaring lad. I imagine he has a hat appropriate for being on a boat. Between me and all of you, all of the thousands of you who are listening to this, I get seasick. So I don't know if this was a good idea, but I'm going to be there, and and Jessica's going with me, as far as I know. If everything works out, right? We'll definitely be there, even if we don't like each other. Even if we're not together anymore, we'll be going on the cruise. That would be good. I'll be seasick, and we'll be in a fight, and that'll be hilarious. So look, I just got back from dinner. I went to a vegan restaurant. Oh my God. I went to a vegan restaurant. As you know, Jessica's vegetarian, but not vegan. But we look for these options. Usually what you do is you find a restaurant that we both like, and we look at the menu, and she says, oh, yeah, there's plenty of stuff I can eat. But today, I believe I suggested that we go to the vegan restaurant. And to be quite honest with you, it's always just okay. All right, the best vegan restaurant possible is only going to be okay. You know why? Because it's fucking vegan. All right. And in my mind, it's like, don't call it a burger. How about not calling it chicken? How about we don't call it buffalo wings style? It's not. It's some sort of like compacted gluten, clay. I don't know what it is, but it's like, I think they do a disservice to themselves by trying to aspire to what they're pretending to be. Just call it what it is. Just call it seitan or wheat goo or something, whatever the hell it is. Tempeh, and I got no problem with it. I can eat it, but if you're going to put it on the menu as cheesecake and there's no dairy in it, it's not cheesecake, and you take a bite and the best you can say is like, yeah, I get it. It's kind of like it, but it's not good. But if you just say this is fake cheese, agar, gelatinous goo cake that's not made with any eggs or anything tasty or fatty, that would make it really rich and delicious, then that you should just have some honesty in the menu. I'm just saying that if you're not a vegan and you're deciding that you're going to go to the vegan place and they've got cheesecake, the best that can happen is you like take a bite and go, yeah, I mean, it's not fucking cheesecake, but I mean, I guess it'll work if this is the kind of thing that you want to stay away from. If you're terrified of cheesecake for whatever reasons, or you're ideologically opposed to consuming something amazing, and you'll just have to make do. Maybe that's what they should call a vegan restaurant. Make do. What do you think of that? Come on. So, look, folks, we're all busy. You know, I know that. We've got a lot of places we need to be. Business travel, appointments, family committees. Committees? I hope you don't have a family committee, because then you'd be the family. Or one of the 5 families. Family commitments is what I was trying to read and act like I wasn't reading. Trying to find time to get caught up on your work can be impossible. So use Go to My PC by Citrix. You can securely access your work computer from wherever you are, from any Mac, PC, tablet, smartphone. With Go to My PC, you can use any program, send any file, edit any project, just as you were sitting at your own desk, at your own computer. So you can be at work from anywhere. Coffee shops, airports, hotels, restaurants, or even just from home. Plus, Go to My PC is easy to use and sets up in minutes. For somebody like me, I'm on the road all the time. I can access my computer, the one that I'm sitting at now, and everything that's on it, right from my iPhone. So my listeners can try Go to My PC free for 30 days. You can visit gotomypc.com, click the Try It Free button, and enter the promo code WTF. Then download the free app to your mobile device. That's gotomypc.com. Try it free. Promo code WTF. Okay, strap in. Leslie Jones is about to enter. She's got great stories, man. She's the real deal. She's the real deal. So let's talk to Leslie Jones. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because I've only met you maybe once.
Yeah, and I don't even remember when that was, but we have met.
I met you at that commercial we did. We taped that commercial at the Laugh Factory or whatever. Remember when we had to read from the divorce law or some shit? You remember?
Hilarious.
Right.
That I don't even remember. That was.
I can't remember.
Healthcare or something.
Oh, it was a healthcare thing.
I think it was a healthcare thing.
Right, so I met you then, and then I watched your stuff on the YouTube, and I talked to Al about it. I just I just didn't know. And you work at the Comedy Store too.
All the time, and like the stuff. When people say they see me on YouTube, I always be like, "Oh, please come and see the new stuff," because that's just, you know what I'm saying. I mean, like I understand that they enjoy that, which is great because that was a part of who I was. But I feel like I'm so much more. Like I talk about stuff that make, you know, I'm not saying I wasn't.
What? We all grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've grown. That's a good word. I'm going to use that from now on.
But how long you been out here?
Man, that's crazy. I came out here in 82 as a child. With my family. Right?
From where?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Wow.
My dad was an electronic engineer.
Yeah.
And he came to work at KJLH with Stevie Wonder for his radio station.
Really?
Right. So when I came out here, I went to high school, went to Linwood High School. I went to Linwood High School with Suge Knight.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I went to high school out here, and then I ended up playing basketball and then going to college.
Yeah.
In Colorado.
Yeah? Where in Colorado?
Fort Collins.
Oh, that's a good place.
Yeah, I had a full scholarship. And that's where I started doing comedy.
Wait, now let's go back. So do you remember, when did you leave Memphis?
Oh, I left Memphis when I was 14.
Do you remember Memphis?
Yeah.
This is a pretty good city, man.
Man, when we were there, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was where I was born. You
Yeah,
know, it was
yeah,
where
yeah.
I came up. All my friends were there.
yeah.
I knew all the high school,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah, it was awesome. And then we had seasons.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? When I came out here to California,
Yeah.
I was a
So you
country
get-
bumpkin.
Really?
No, I really was. And I did not understand because I was popular in Memphis.
Yeah.
Because I was on the basketball team and I was fun and I was, you know, everybody knew my dad because he worked at the local radio station. I was the shit.
Right.
Can I curse? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, of course you
Okay.
can. Yeah, no, we're not live, and we can say whatever we want here.
Yeah. I was the shit in Memphis. So
Yeah.
when I moved out here to California, I was a fucking hillbilly. And it was a nightmare.
But you live right in the city of Memphis? I mean, or did you live in a...
We lived in Fraser. We lived in Fraser County.
Yeah.
Which to me was the main. I mean, Germantown and all that was the bougie at the
Yeah,
time. But
yeah.
like now, if you go back, Germantown is not. Like,
Yeah.
it's
So-
somewhere else now.
Do you still have family back there?
Oh yeah, all my family. Well, my mom, my dad, my brother are passed, but
Uh-huh.
my grandmother, my aunts, my cousins, all of them live in Memphis.
So you go back?
Yes, once in a while. Yes, I do.
Like,
Yes.
I don't know, like, I talk to people from the South, and I find it fascinating for some reason, because I don't condescend it, because I've been there. I've been in Nashville. I work in North Carolina next week. I mean, I go down there, but there's something about it
They're
that's just...
stuck. They're stuck. They're normal. They're really normal.
Yeah.
Like they're normal.
Yeah.
Like when you go to New York, California, you know, when you go to these type of cities, I hate this, and I don't want to say this because I
Yeah.
don't want the South to be like, oh, what are you trying to say? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
It's just that they take life a little bit more simpler than we do.
Yeah.
We're like, bam, 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 bam,
Right.
bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, we'll watch that on TV. We'll watch the bam, bam on TV. But right now,
We
I'm
don't
finna,
need it.
yeah, right now I'm finna go make some potatoes, some chicken.
That's nice, right?
It's very nice. When I go there, I lose my mind
Why?
because
It is-
it's too slow. I can't.
Oh, really? You
Oh
freak
my
out?
God,
Isn't
my
it-
my aunt spends like an hour in the grocery store. How do you do that? Auntie, I got something to do. What you doing?
The grocery store's nice.
No, it's not. I was like, I want to go home. I felt like a hostage. Like it was just so slow. But you know, when that's what it is. That's what it is. We're very
Right.
We're different type of beings.
So your dad comes out here to work for
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder?
Yes, Stevie Wonder owns KJLH.
I didn't know that.
See, because you're white.
Look, it's not my fault.
I know it's not your fault.
I mean, I
Poor
did what I
baby.
could, you
It's
know?
all right though. It's okay. It's
No-
okay. It's
no-
some things about white people I don't know. You know,
Ask me anything. I'm here to help you out.
I have some questions. I think it's 92.3 or something like that.
So does that
92.3.
mean that Stevie Wonder was a part of your life?
If I met him, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I did meet him because we always was at the radio station. The one memory that I have from my dad at the radio station was that I was in love with the group DeBarge.
Yeah, I remember
You know
DeBarge.
DeBarge,
Sure,
right? Okay.
Not that way.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I don't know if I've listened to any of their music, but there was a
Oh my God.
few DeBarges,
It
wasn't
was
there?
DeBarge and Duran that I was.
All right, well,
in
I
love
know
with.
that one.
Okay, so DeBarge, I had posts. I mean, I was in love with. And they came to the radio station, and my dad could not wait to get home to tell me that they was going to be at the radio station, and you get to meet them. And, and I fainted, and I was like, I'm not going. I refused to go. I sent my brother. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to meet him. You know what I mean? They won't like me. They won't like me. You know, and I don't want them to judge me. I was like, well, I didn't feel like I was the pretty girl. You know, I'm in California, you know, I was like, they're not going to like me that way. And I can't, I literally
That's what you wanted, though?
Yes. I was, you know, that's
just
why,
ready to
see, that's why I have a problem with the R. Kelly thing.
Yeah.
Him having the sex with the 13-year-old
Yeah,
era. It's like,
yeah.
oh, she's a 13-year-old shit. I was like, if I was 13 and in love with R. Kelly and he asked me to come to his hotel, I would go. If El DeBarge would have said, I love you and want to marry you, I'm marrying El DeBarge. Do you understand me?
Yeah, I do understand
So
you.
it's just like,
But you're not supposed to have that say at 13. You're just
exactly. But I'm 13.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was my dad was so furious at me. He was like, I can't believe that you, and I remember he was like, these little sissy boys, and that would piss me off when he would call them sissy boys, but they were really very feminine, soft. But I loved them.
So did you go, or do you didn't
No,
go?
I sent my brother. My brother went, and he met him, and he got him to sign it for me and everything. And he put on, Elder Barge put on there, I wish you would have came and met me. And I cried like a baby because my dad was like, you should have went. I was like, I didn't know that. But I ended up meeting him on my birthday at the Comedy Store.
Recently. Really?
And I told him the story, and he said, I remember that.
Oh, my God. What was he doing over at the store? Just hanging around? He was just
there watching comedy.
He's not as hot as he used to be, huh?
No, it was, no, I freaked out. Yeah. I literally, everybody could not believe it because, you know, I'm usually very kind of serious or I don't, I smiled, you know, but I was like, jeez, I was like I turned into a 14-year-old. I was like, oh my God, I had your poster. I used to go to the radio. There used to be this music shop on the way home. Yeah. And I would stop there every day to watch their video because he would play the video for me every day. Every day I would stop him.
So you were obsessed.
And then when they took the poster, because they would put posters on the wall for the albums, when he took the poster off the wall and gave it to me, I remember just literally like running home.
Right.
I remember running home.
With the poster.
And could not wait to get it on my wall. And I stared at it all night. I ate dinner in there. My mom let me eat dinner. She was like one time.
Like a shrine.
I was so in them and Duran.
Yeah. Well, DeBarge, what was he like now? I mean,
He was so sweet. He was
Is he still tour and stuff? I mean,
he actually still sings. He's not with the group anymore. It's El DeBarge.
Right.
He's by. I don't know what the rest of them.
Is there more than one DeBarge?
There was a lot of drugs involved.
There's a lot of DeBarges?
It was like 5. Yeah. Well, actually, originally it's 10 DeBarges. Yeah. Okay. Do you remember the group Switch?
No.
Fuck.
What? What do you want from me? Am I supposed to know them?
I call your name, girl. You don't even remember that song?
Sure. Okay. I'll go with you.
Okay. Damn. I know. But there used to be a group called Switch, and those were the two DeBarge brothers.
Right.
They helped the little young ones make another group.
And that was the one that you liked.
Yes.
And this is a guy from that group.
Yes.
This is El DeBarge.
He was the leader.
And he had that little shitty mustache, right? Didn't he?
Yeah, he did have the. You remember to the beat of the rhythm of the night?
Yeah.
That's them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I just revealed some shit to you.
Oh, yeah. That's the dark shit there.
I have a feeling that you're gonna be cutting this laugh in your ass. I'm going. I can't believe.
Oh no, it's all going in. But how did he look?
He old. But I didn't care because I was like El DeBarge, and he was so nice to me.
You should have got him to sign something.
He did. I don't remember what he signed. I don't remember what he did, but it was my birthday, so he took a picture with me too, and it was just like.
So you got closure on that shit.
And when I told my friends the story, they was like, "Oh my God, that is so cool! You got closure.
Right.
You got to meet." And then,
and you could still barely handle it.
I could not. I called my grandmother, everybody. I was like, "Oh my God, I met other words."
Is your grandmother still around?
Yes, and you know what? And I like to give a shout out to my grandmother. I wish I know she's probably not going to ever be listening, but just to give a shout out to her. You can show her where to listen. She just got out the hospital because, you know, she has a pacemaker.
Yeah.
So something happened where they had to operate her on and it wasn't going too good, but she fought through this. She's like 83.
And that's your father's mother?
Yes. And
what happened
to your soldier?
What happened to your dad?
Well, my mother and my father, they passed away like 6 months within each other. They were very sick people. Very sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it is. But you know what, though? It's so crazy because they were great people.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you think about our parents, they did not take care of themselves. My parents, my dad drank like a soldier.
Yeah.
And I don't remember them ever having a glass of water in their hands. You know what I'm saying? Like fruit. Now we did. They made us do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But because we were athletes. So we was always drinking water and eating good and stuff. But my dad.
Yeah. Didn't give a shit.
You know, are you exercise? What? I mean, you know, and my mom, oh my goodness. I remember my mom used to chew gum and smoke a cigarette at the same time. I was just like, that is talented.
Wow.
That is talent.
But they pushed you into athletics?
They pushed well, first of all, this is what if parents are listening right now,
sure they
you guys have to understand that children are crazy. No, seriously, we are crazy because we're full of hormones, we're full of new beginnings, we're full of veins that are being developed. We are crazy.
And brains growing.
Yeah, no, and I hate to say it like this, but they are like pets.
Yeah.
Because you have to train them.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, that
all right.
energy goes somewhere.
Right.
So it's either going to go for the positive or it's going to go for the negative.
Right.
Right. And my mom knew that about me because I was that kid.
You could go either way.
Oh my God, I was that kid, homie. My first DVD is named Problem Child because my mom used to call me that.
Yeah.
She sat me down one day. She was like, you're a problem child, right?
Well, what'd you do?
I was just, it wasn't even like I was doing things on purpose. I was just a clown and I didn't know it.
Right.
I was just always in trouble. I called my teacher a buffalo butt head. I remember that. That was the draw because I made her cry.
You made the teacher cry.
yeah,
I did that. I think it's a comedian's rites of passage to make. You got to make at least one teacher cry.
Oh my God! And I had to go back and apologize to her because she really did. I called her buffalo butt
Because
head.
you were the leader of the class because you were funny, and so when you did that, the whole class turned on her, and you just won, right?
No, they didn't turn on her. They turned on me because they was like, you made the teacher cry, and that's fucked up.
Oh, really?
Because she was a nice teacher.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and they was like, that's fucked up. And so,
She must have had other shit going on. I mean,
well, she had a right though because I was fucking around.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know if she hit me with a ruler or something happened, and I was like, buffalo butt head.
yeah.
And she was like, look, you go sit down. No, you go to the principal's office right now.
Yeah.
And she was like, and she just started crying, and everybody in class was like, oh. And then so when I went to the office, I actually wasn't going to get sent home. The principal was like, man, you need to calm down and go in there and act right and apologize to you. He was like, what did you call her anyway? I was like, I called her a buffalo butt head. He was like, oh no, you're going home.
Really? That was it?
He was pissed.
What
So I was like, it's buffalo butt head.
What is that?
And I got it from Good Times. The bookman was the landlord, and he used to always call him buffalo butt. So I called her and it was a black class, so it's a black teacher. She knew what buffalo butt head was.
All right,
so that's
right.
an insult. Did you ever watch Good Times?
I had Jimmy Walker in here.
Yes.
Yeah. Boy, you ever talk to that cat?
Yeah,
Dude, he can talk, man.
yeah, I'm scared of him.
Are you?
Yeah, he frightens the shit out of me.
Why? Well, I mean, he's an old man.
Yeah, I just because I'm scared, I might say something from Good Times and he'd freak out and kill everybody in the room. You know?
He's got that intensity, huh? Yeah. He knows a lot of shit, though. He knows. If you want to talk about the Comedy Store, he'll take you all the way back.
Oh man, so many have. Gallagher, oh my God, talking to him is like talking to.
He stormed out on me.
Cadet.
He walked out. Walked out.
Woohoo!
Yeah, he stormed. Like
Wow.
I was recording an interview. He's like, I'm not doing this, and he took
do
off.
They all have like
The
something? I mean, do they
that
have
generation? The
is
ones
it that generation?
Well, I mean, Gallagher made it real big, and you think that Jimmy Walker made it real big for a while, and then he sort of disappeared, and he was just working. And I think the same with
because
Gallagher.
They don't want to catch on to. Okay, it's much like what we're going through with how the Twitter and all of that is taking over. You know, how, we don't get TV deals no more. We get them internet deals and all that. They
make your own internet deal.
Exactly.
This is what this is.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. But that it's changed now. So for them, they had to go through a change too, that you use what it is that makes you popular. Like, to me, Jimmy Walker would have been so popular if half his act would have been about Good Times.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He would sell places out
now,
if he came out and was like dynamite.
Yeah, but it gets a little weird. It's a little sad, isn't it? I mean, those acts, those guys.
John Witherspoon.
Yeah.
John Witherspoon comes out dressed like he is in Friday, and he does these jokes, and I'm telling you, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to his regular set.
Right.
You only have to spend about 15, 20. They just want to see it for a second.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always tell people, you got to give. Sometimes there's a compromise with you on stage. You know what I'm saying? You have to do it enough to where it doesn't fuck with your brain, and enough to make them happy also.
Yeah.
I'm an entertainer.
Sure. Yeah, I sometimes struggle with that, the notion of that.
And you know what? Let me tell you something. It's okay because we are humans also.
Right.
But what I always tell people is that, and this is what I teach my students sometimes too, because whenever I teach them that the audience is not there for us.
You teach what? Comedy?
Yes.
Where at?
At the Rock Paper on Sunset. Sometimes I'm not doing it.
What is that?
It's like a little coffee shop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a little coffee
And you
shop.
just do like,
and they have stand up there. They have like stand up there.
And it's something you came up with, or they just
well, they were. I think they were already doing it, and I went in and helped them for a semester. And,
oh, really?
And had students graduate and did very well. But I'm very hard. I noticed that my class was great though. They loved me, and because I was real, and that's not funny. Like I'm that. That's not funny.
Well, you're
Please
a killer
don't you
on
ever
stage.
Say that again. Like,
what do you do with these sort of soft-spoken comics that are just kind of looking the other way and doing their soft jokes?
Because that's who they are.
Well,
you know,
you let them be that.
Yes,
you
because if that's who you be, I always. This is what I tell. Like I say, I tell my students, stay where you live.
Yeah.
Where do you live? If that's where you live, then and it's funny, then that's what you do. You don't have to be me. I don't want you to be me if that's not who you are. Because I'm crazy, and I've been this way for a long time. So, you know.
All right, so you're out here, you're a kid, and you graduated high school, and you went to high school at Suge Knight.
Yes, at Linwood High.
Did you see that? Did you see those videos of Cat losing his mind?
I haven't seen them, but I've seen some stuff.
But the weirdest thing about it is, like, one of them, it's a cell phone footage, and he's losing it, but he's up there rambling and taking his shirt off or whatever, and then Suge Knight comes out, and all you hear these voices going, "Is that Suge? It's Suge." They didn't give a fuck about. They didn't care about Cat Williams. I think that's Suge.
That is so. And do you know he was the same person in high school that he is now?
Just a
big bully.
Yeah.
It's a big bully.
Yeah.
He used to have a big lunch sack too and had a curl, but I was in love with him though because he looked like
a lunch sack and a curl.
Because
Suge Knight. That's good to know.
He looked like one of the DeBarges, so I was in love with him. And until he hit on my cousin, and then I hated him forever.
Oh, because you're jealous?
Oh my God! And I hated my cousin for a year because she
go out with him?
No, she hated him. She was the cool cousin. She was the cousin that was like, he is a brute and a bully. I don't, she was that person. But I still was mad at her because he hit on her.
Yeah.
So she was like, okay, if you don't want to talk to me because that big idiot talk to me,
you had a big lunch pail,
then you're stupid. Yeah, with his big lunch sack that he would go into the nurse's office and eat. You think I don't remember that Marion night?
Oh no, what's gonna happen?
He ain't gonna knock me out. I'll talk about his mom. I know where your mama live at.
So Cat, like, I don't know what's going on with him,
God,
man.
you know what's going on.
The drugs.
Well, this is what I have to say.
Funny guy,
I don't like to talk bad
I
about him only because he made me rich for a year. You know what I'm saying? I was on tour with him for 6 months.
You were.
And he gave me love. I mean, talking about real love. He wasn't scared to go up after me, which a lot of comics are scared to follow me. And it was hard because I was killing that shit.
Yeah.
So, and he gave me a lot of love, and I feel bad for what's happening to him right now because what's happening to him right now is he sick? And instead of, I think, somebody just grabbing him and going, yo, you're sick, everybody's entertained off it because that's what type of society we are.
Well, they're entertained off it, but also I think he's
helping it too.
Well, he's got a lot of people that he's their payday. I mean, he's surrounded. I mean, that's
true.
That's
very true. And Cat is very generous too.
Well, that's the posse problem. It's like you got these guys watching your back, but then they're like, I got to take some time off. They're like, whoa.
No, he's very generous. Like when we were on tour, there was one time that he called everybody that was on tour into the room. He came out with this big basket of money, and he gave everybody bonuses.
Just a big basket of money.
It's
all cash.
Seriously, like it was crazy. It was crazy.
Like with bands around it, or just loose money?
I'm so serious. Like straight, like I
stack of money.
Yeah, and it was awesome. You at the time you're thinking this is awesome, but I really honestly believe that we don't, as humans, go. This is not gonna last forever, right? Mm-hmm. This is really a stage. I think we don't get that until we're older.
Yeah. Oh no, I know.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. What the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah. Because my thing is why, if someone is handing you cash like that, your student loan ain't paid off? Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? The dumb shit I did. Live Nation was paying me, but I was making them pay me in cash because I'm black and I don't take checks. So, let me tell you something. Please, Greg Fitzsimmons talked about me. Greg had me in tears. He was talking about me so bad. He was like, you fucking hillbilly. How you going to tell Live Nation who plays the Rolling Stones? I don't care if you play the Rolling Stones. You're going to pay me.
In cash. Why is that a black thing?
Because black people don't write checks. Come on, man. Checks?
I've seen
Take no check.
seen a lot of credit card action.
No. Well, credit cards is different because you can instantly get some money with credit card, but checks is a whole different. You got ID, you got you got second signatures and shit. No, come on now.
Yeah, all right. So you left here. You got a scholarship to Fort Collins. Now, Colorado is probably the whitest state in the world.
Absolutely, and probably still is the white. You know what?
Like,
I think that's what they need to change.
I'm not white enough for Colorado.
No, they would kick you the fuck out. They'd be like, "Yeah, you got some engine or something in you, son.
You got some Jew in there. There was some Jew in there.
What's going on? You ain't pure. You ain't pure." No, it not only is the very whitest town, it's the very purest. They have only the purest air there too. I think they check your lungs when you pass the border. That motherfucker. That's how. When I went up there and was working out, that shit was killing me.
The air, because it's too high altitude?
It was killing me, son.
Well, I mean, you get sick, you get tired,
it was
you can't breathe.
Oh my God, it was killing me. And I still was the best basketball player on the team.
Were you the only black player?
Yes, I was the only black player, Mr. Maron, yes, I was the only black player. Well, there was a light-skinned girl, but she really didn't count.
Yeah.
So, and she didn't come to the next year. So,
But how did that make you feel? How were you treated?
First of all, I hated I complained. Literally, I got there and I didn't know that I was going to be the only black girl on the team. I walked in.
How about in the school?
No, it was.
Was there other?
It was. Okay. When I got there, literally, I was like, I am fucking in. This is. I don't know how this is going to work out because I'm very militant too.
Yeah.
So I'm very outspoken. So what did you?
Yeah.
I'm that. And so it's like when I walked into basketball practice, I walked in with a radio.
Yeah.
So I'm the stereotype.
Yeah, on your shoulder.
I walked in like I was going to the park to play ball because that's where I played is at the park.
Yeah.
And I played but my coach, Coach Berger, Brian Berger, and I love you to death, dude. If you ever listen to this is one of the best men. And he doesn't know that I know that. You know what I'm saying? Because when I left, I hated him. But
fuck all of you.
He always, but he actually was a great dude. He brought me there for that reason.
Yeah.
Because these girls were stiff. They started playing different when I started playing with them.
You showed them
I
how?
was blocking shots and elbowing bitches. Bitch, can I play? I was playing like, California ball, and they was like, some of them girls had never even met a black person before.
Wow.
And that was so. It was an adjustment for me, and I was very lonely. I was in Colorado, and a lot of times I was like, and I didn't know I had the red shirt.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
Because I was coming from another college.
Okay.
My coach was at that college, and he left, and then he brought me with him.
Right.
So I had to leave a college, and that means I had to sit out, and I didn't know that.
Okay.
So when I got there, I'm like, what you mean I have to practice still and red shirt? Fuck this. I was like, no, it was hard. It was like 4 hours of practice, 2 hours of weight training, 2 hours of study hall, and that's every day.
Yeah.
They was asking us to do that shit every day.
When were you able to play?
I think it was going to be like a year. I had to wait a year. I had to sit a year out.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, I was rebelling on all levels. So my coach knew that I was like at the point where I wanted to go home. Because he came to my apartment. I had my mattress in the living room. Because I just was like, this was so new to me. Like I had my own place. I was like this. If I could go back. If I could go back with my mind now, oh God, I would have ran that place. I would have ran Colorado. Do you understand me?
Why'd you have your mattress in the living room?
Because I was scared. I didn't want to sleep in the room. It was nobody in the apartment with me. I was fucking alone. I was scared. So I'm a kid. I was like 18. So when he came to the apartment, he was like, oh my God, you got to meet people. You got to meet other black people. So he found the BSU on campus, the Black Student Union.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a building full of black people on the campus, and I'm sending you
This is
there.
where we keep them.
And this, if you was to talk to him today, he would say that was the worst thing I ever did because I completely became a party animal.
Yeah.
I mean, I was red shirting too.
Finally. Yeah, I'm not playing.
Yo, I walked in the building and it was literally like, it was like when I was walking outside. Then I walked in. It was like that's exactly how the mood changed. When I walked in there, I was like, "Yeah, I'm home, son. Somebody give me some Stevie Wonder." So. And I hooked up with them, and they literally, I was the only black girl on the basketball team, so that was an honor in that, in the black.
You were the
skin.
shit.
Oh shit! And I was funny.
Yeah.
Didn't know I was really as funny as
right.
I was, and I would say crazy shit. I would do, and I was in Colorado, so nobody knew me, so I could be anybody.
Right.
So I became that person.
So that was the first real comedy experience.
That was the real, and Danita Abernathy from the student union, she put me into this contest, this comedy contest. She was like, when she told me, she sat me down like she was gonna break some bad news to me.
Yeah.
Like she was like, I need you to sit down. And I was like, okay, well, you all right? Because she had fucked this dude, and I thought she was pregnant.
Oh.
So I thought she was finna tell me she was pregnant. So I was like, you all right? I mean, I know you. She's like, I don't really think that you realize how funny you are.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, huh? She was like, no, you're fucking hilarious. Like you, and people wait till you get to the BSU because it's going to be so fucking fun when you get there. You're really funny.
Yeah.
And I entered you into this contest. I was like, contest?
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, comedy contest. I said, bitch, what? She was like, it's 2 days from now. She was like, now you can either not do it. You don't have to show up. You ain't obligated.
But it was a challenge.
But and when she said it, I was mad at her, but I wasn't really mad at her.
Right. Had you ever thought about it before?
I thought that I was going to be an actress that played a comedian.
That was your life goal? You're going to be which means what? Who's an example of that? It just
Whoopi Goldberg.
Okay.
I was thinking Whoopi could probably, but in a sense.
So you thought you were going to be a comedy actress?
That's what I thought. And
right.
But in the back of my mind, I was like, maybe one day I'll probably do that too. Get up on stage and tell a couple of jokes because I'm pretty sure I can do that.
Yeah. I'm funny. I can do that.
I can do that, right? So I remember that I said, okay, I'm gonna go for it. And
what was it? Just all school comedy night, or was just
though I wish I could take you into my brain and we go back there.
But was it a BSU or was it?
No, it was the whole school.
Okay.
It was the whole school. It was Colorado State's yearly thing that they do.
Okay.
And people come from miles around.
Okay.
To enter this fucking contest.
Yeah.
So now we got comics who are comics.
Like who?
Not real, that we know anybody. I mean, I'm talking about New Jacks that know that they're good and they come to the campus to be in this contest.
Yeah.
Now, where I am now, I look back and I go, that's what that was.
That dude, he was a local.
Yeah, but there was a female there. But they were psyching me the fuck out because I'm thinking they know what they're doing.
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
I don't know. I'm just an amateur, you know? So,
and did you write out a bit, or did you know what you were going to do?
I made a whole thing about it. I wrote my jokes. I rehearsed.
What was the angle? You remember?
I just talked about my family. I just talked about the stuff that I would talk about with other people that made them laugh.
Right.
I had a stuttering uncle and black and white churches. At the time that was the thing.
Sure.
And Eddie Murphy was popular. So I had a friend that was in the Deltas and I had a friend that was in the AKAs. She gave me a black leather jacket.
Yeah.
And my friend from the Deltas took me to the mall and had my hair done. I had a Jerry curl, but so she had it cut to the side and shaved. And then I had the blonde ducktail. You remember when DuckTales was in style? I had the ducktail, and I had my alligator boots that my aunt had sent me. Right, so I thought I was Eddie Murphy. Oh no, I thought I was Eddie Murphy's son. So I showed up to the contest. And there was this blonde chick. I will never forget this chick. I wonder if she's even still alive. But she was there, and she was a comic.
Yeah.
But she was so cocky that she was going to win. She was getting fucked up. She was drinking. She was like, I'm going to kill you guys.
But she was already a working comic.
And she was talking so much shit. Like, you guys don't know what the fuck you're doing. I'm going to fucking take this contest. Because the contest was to open up for real comics that were on.
In Denver?
And no, they were at the college that were going to come and perform
touring.
at the college, and they were touring, and they were
yeah.
actually on a cruise ship, but they were coming off the cruise ship to perform.
Do you remember who they were?
No, I fucking
Isn't that
don't.
weird?
But I made a fool out of myself because I won. I ended up winning. Well, the girls trying to psych me out, and she was getting drunk.
Yeah.
And now those motherfuckers was horrible.
Yeah.
They were not good. Everybody that got up got booed. They was not good. And when I got up there, I killed it.
You just fucking locked in?
Literally, dude, I can't even, I always tell people that it felt religious, but I know it wasn't religious, but I'm telling you, the first laugh.
Yeah.
I've been chasing that high. I've been chasing that high since 1987.
That first one.
I have been chasing that feeling since.
Have you gotten close?
One cat tour a couple of times when I did the Music City, Music Hall, the Rockettes place. When I did that, that was to hear, and Constitution Hall was very close. But that first one,
All right,
It was the first one. It was I literally a mind changing where I came off the stage and the girl, people were on their feet clapping. Because of course I was the best thing that night. Everybody else sucked. So
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who halfway sounded like they were funny,
Yeah.
they was gonna cheer.
Right.
So I come off the stage and they interview me in the paper. I tell the paper I'm going to be the next Eddie Murphy.
Sure.
Oh, I give up my scholarship.
You did?
Oh, yeah, I was about to lose it anyway because I wasn't going to class. I hated this red shirt and shit.
Yeah.
I was partying, so I was
Yeah.
probably about to lose it anyway.
Right.
So my coach was like, so you want to be a comedian? And I remember that the prize was that you open up for those comedians,
Yeah.
right? And he came and sat right in the front row.
When
and,
you opened?
Yeah, and looked just like my dad.
Uh-oh.
Because him and my dad, that's why they got along, because they were the same people.
What, they looked disappointed? Or was he just...
Yeah, like, no, he's just like, this is what the fuck you want to do. Like, this is what, and you're fucking horrible. Like, I was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so terrible.
So you didn't get that laugh the same time?
Oh my God, I was so horrible. But it taught me what jokes I would never do again.
But so the second gig where you won the prize, then all of a sudden it was real.
I walked into the dressing room like I was a professional.
Mm-hmm.
And now just imagine somebody like that walk in with me and you, and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
would be like, sit
Yeah,
your
yeah.
punk ass down.
Right.
That's how I was like, whoa, we got food and all that shit, huh? I'm high-fiving the other comedians. They looking at me like, who the fuck is this bitch? Like, and I went out there and did so terrible. I remember to this day, this is the reason I don't do period jokes. I did a period joke.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even me. It's never been me.
Why'd you do it?
Because I thought it was funny, and it was not.
Because you thought, was that like women do this, that this was my angle?
This is my angle. I'm a woman, so
Yeah.
let me do female comedy.
Right.
And it was just despicable.
Uh-huh.
I was ashamed, and
Yeah.
it was so funny. But I still, when I walked off stage, I knew I still wanted to do it. I still wanted to do it. I was like, I know that I got this wrong.
Oh, feeling that pain of that first bomb and then still wanting to do it, that means you're the real deal.
Well, no, and then I was insistent because my coach was like, yeah, you were fucking horrible. I was like, yeah, I was, but I'm telling you, I know that I can get better.
Uh-huh.
And I remember making that call to my father to tell him that I was coming home.
Uh-huh.
And my dad, everybody in my family's funny,
Yeah.
especially my father.
Yeah.
But he don't know he funny.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, so I lost my scholarship. He was like, lost? That's what lost. I mean, lost means that, you was involved. I mean, it wasn't taken from you.
Yeah.
That means that you did something to purposely get rid of.
Yeah.
He was like, so what the fuck do you mean lost? And I was like, yeah, I lost my scholarship.
Yeah.
I was like, he was like, well, let me call the coach. Let me talk to him. I was like, oh no, this is.
Get you back in.
Yeah, and he probably could have. He
Yeah.
probably would have. And I was like, nah, this is not fixable.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, my grade point average is 1.8.
Nice.
Literally, it was 1.8. He was
You're
like,
bombing.
what the fuck are you doing? He was like, what are you doing out there? I was like, I hate it here. I'm by myself. I mean, I end up getting friends. I was like, I know what I want to do. He was like, well, what are you going to do without an education? You had a free education. What are you going to do? And I was like, I want to be a comedian. He was like, who the fuck told you you was funny? Who the fuck told you was funny? No, who the fuck told you was fucking funny?
I want to talk to that guy.
No, he called my mom. He's like, Diane, your daughter has lost her fucking mind. Who the fuck told her it's funny? Who the fuck? I'm funny. No, let me tell you something. I'm funny.
Yeah.
I'm the funny motherfucker
Right.
in this family, and I know that I can't be no fucking comedian. And I was like, Daddy, I'm gonna be the next Eddie Murphy. He's like, nigga, Eddie Murphy ain't Eddie Murphy. He was so mad. He hung up in my face.
Well, he's probably scared. Parents are scared. You know what I mean? They thought you had a leg up on the world
yeah.
with the free education,
Yeah.
and he freaked
Especially
out.
being black. Seriously. No.
Yeah,
and
he
we
probably-
were poor.
Probably
We were
didn't-
poor.
Probably made no sense to him at
It
all.
made no sense to regular people at all, but
Yeah.
I did it. And I came home, and because I lived with my boyfriend, because I wasn't going to go home. Because if I went home, I was...
Every day would have been like, what are you doing?
So I went and moved in with my boyfriend, which was even worse. Now, Southern family, you shacking, that's just like, we're fucking Xing you from the family type
Oh, really?
shit. Now, well, people was not happy with me.
What did he do?
What, my
The
boyfriend?
boyfriend, yeah.
Oh, well, actually, everybody liked Richard.
Yeah.
Everybody, because he was very responsible.
Yeah.
He was my father.
Yeah.
He had the same birthday as my father.
Uh-huh.
He was my father, but, wasn't.
But he wasn't yelling at you.
Yeah, he was
And
10
drinking.
years older. He was 10 years
Oh,
older
yeah.
than me,
Uh-huh.
and I learned a lot from Richard.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from him.
Uh-huh.
But he was my dad. I think I dated my dad.
Well, of course, everybody does.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
so dated him. But I moved in with him, and the one thing that I have to say that I still can thank him for is that he didn't let me become a bum. Like, some women can move in with a man and be like, oh, he's going to take care of me.
Yeah.
But Richard was like, after the first week, he was like, you going to get a job, right? He's like, yeah, this is the real world. Yeah, you want to be a fucking grown up, you're going to fucking work. And I didn't have no problem with that. I went out and got a job immediately.
Where at?
Norms.
Oh, really? Down on La Cienega?
No, I was working in Orange County. I was in Orange County at the time.
Wow.
Over on Tustin. So I was the cook and the hostess and sometimes the bus girl.
Yeah.
And mostly the cook, though. Mostly the morning cook.
Orange County?
Yeah.
How'd you end up there?
Because of Chapman College. That's the first college I went to. So
Okay.
that's where I met Richard at.
So you went back.
Yeah.
So you were in touch with Richard while you were in Fort Collins.
Right.
Like, I miss you, baby. And then you
Yeah.
kinda-
Oh, we were still supposed to be dating.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You still talk to Richard?
He texts me, and that's so funny. He texted me about 3 days ago. Cause I don't, we did that on and off thing
Sure.
for years
So-
and
yeah,
years
yeah.
and years. And then I got to the year of like, yeah, you can't have no more pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's over.
It's over.
10 years later, 15 years later.
Yeah. It took me a long time to get rid of that motherfucker, but yeah, you can't fuck me no more, son. He texted me talking about, yeah, let's go out for the lunch for holidays. Yeah, no, fuck that.
Yeah, that's not lunch.
No, it's not lunch. It's not lunch, son. Lunch and dick is not.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. I'm not eating dick for lunch.
Exactly. I'm not even at home. I'm not even at home, son.
Wait, so he won. He was okay.
That
with
was
you
87. Yes, he was, and that's another thing because he supported my comedy thing. Because that was the one thing that I loved about Richard is that he laughed at everything that I did, and he had like a hearty laugh.
Yeah.
So I always knew it was funny because it was like things that I was saying. He was like, "Yo, seriously, you are really funny."
Yeah.
So that was 1987. So when I moved back, I said, "Okay, I'm going to go up at the Comedy Store."
You're going to drive out to the store.
To the store.
Why'd you get that place in your head?
Because I just knew that that's where you're supposed to go for the comedy.
Not the Improv, not the Laugh Factory.
And you know what? My boyfriend at the time we installed blinds. He installed blinds for the dude that used to own the Improv. Was it Bob somebody?
Bud Friedman.
That motherfucker. He put blinds in his house.
Richard did?
Yeah, Richard.
Yeah.
Damn. And Richard told him about me.
Uh-huh.
And Bud said, well, let me see what she does. And if she curses a lot, then she's not really a good comic.
Uh-huh.
That's what he told him.
Sure.
So when Richard told me that, I was like, yeah, fuck him. And
You're not the first to have said that.
So then I went to I knew that, I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't remember why I picked the Comedy Store.
Well, the Comedy Store has a mystical power over some people.
Well, it was 1987. And
Yeah.
that's when it was like when they would come out and point at you.
How the fuck did I miss you? I was a doorman there.
You probably didn't. Because I was a flash in the pan, son. Let me tell you what happened.
I was a doorman there in 87.
With Chewy, the fat dude, and
Oh.
I just remember that he came out and
Potluck.
and he was
Potluck.
and he was picking people, and I was like, man. I mean, he was like, oh, you,
Yeah.
because I did look different than from everybody
The
else.
tall black girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And my spot was at 2:00 in the morning.
Fuck.
And it was 7:00 at the time.
Yeah.
And Rich was like, well, let's go get something to eat and just wait it out.
So he's hanging out with you.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah.
So I come back to do my spot, and it was packed.
Still.
It was packed.
Yeah.
And there was this white girl. I don't know who this white girl was. Damn, and I don't even remember her face.
Yeah.
But I remember she was hosting.
Yeah.
And she gave me a great introduction.
Uh-huh.
And I went up. The first thing I said was, white bitch.
Oh, boy.
The audience immediately turned on me. Turned on me so much that you could feel the energy. That
Oh, yeah. Back, suck it out.
That-
Sucked out of the room.
oh my God,
Boom.
that I mixed punchlines. I don't even remember my set.
Well, that OR can be brutal.
It
if
was-
like, the energy of that room, man.
It was literally like I was being slit. My throat was being slit.
Yeah, if you fuck up in the OR, there's not like that room and that place, a Comedy Store, it will fuck your brain up. I mean, if you start tanking there, for some reason you just
No.
become stupid.
It fucked me up. I came off stage,
Yeah.
and I remember I went to where the entrance is, where the stairs
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
to the hallway,
Yeah.
and I threw up right there.
No.
And the host was like, "Yeah, she throwing up all them badass jokes," and
Ooh.
then she was like, and shit, motherfucker," and she was imitating me, and everybody, and it blew up. Blew up.
So they're laughing at you.
Oh God.
The defeat.
And what was even worse was Richard was dying. Richard was like, "This is hilarious." He's like,
When she's busting your balls, she's
yeah, he was dying. He was like, "That shit is hilarious." He was like, when he came out, he was like, "I know you embarrassed." He was like, "But
she got you.
he was dying." So there was this guy there. I called it, to this day, only thing I can remember him as is a fat Andy Warhol. Because he had a blonde bob and he had this black turtleneck, and he was like, okay, baby, don't worry about it. Come down to the Roxy and kick it with us. We got a little open mic there. We want, and we went, and I remember we went down there, and there was this young kid on stage imitating Richard Pryor, and he was doing great. Don't know who this motherfucker was. I don't remember. I wish I could. I didn't think I was going to be where I am today.
Yeah.
I really didn't think I was going to do the comedy thing, because when I left there, I was like, oh yeah, I was like, I can't do comedy until I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Right.
I'm not going to insult comedy.
Right.
By not knowing what. So that's when I started studying. I started going to comedy clubs. I started sitting in the back of the room, started writing. I started, observing what type of comic I wanted to be.
Who were your guys?
It was always Richard Pryor. It was always Richard Pryor, and surprisingly Gallagher. It's really weird. I mean, the stage presence type thing.
The way he owned it.
Yeah, and
walked around.
I loved anybody. I would watch all the improv stuff. I loved anybody that was corny as shit or just had that. The type of comics that were like you, I love, because it's like, oh my God, he's political and hilarious. I love when people can make politics funny. I'm never going to be that comic.
Right.
Because I don't know. I think you have to be smart. I have to really, like what's Dennis
Leary?
Miller.
Dennis Miller, yeah.
Never understood not one thing that came out of his mouth. But I'm talking about, he would bring me to tears.
I'm not sure he did.
Oh my God, he would say a big word and I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck that word means, but that shit sound like it's really insulting that person.
The tone. You appreciate
just the tone. It would just be so hilarious, And the worrying Jewish dude,
Richard Lewis.
Yes, you knew who I was talking about with the feather. You knew exactly.
He's great.
Rodney Dangerfield. Them type of people I was watching hardcore. And the girl who used to do the joke about the panties that you would have to put under your clothes.
Boozler,
yes. Yeah. I would watch all the people that I could have access to, I would watch. And my friend talked me into going up again. No, she didn't talk me. She talked me into going up at this place where Magic Johnson, it was called The World. Magic Johnson and the bitches would hang out there and whatever, and they had a comedy
Black Club.
Yeah, and Jamie Foxx actually was going to be the headliner. Jamie Foxx was where I am now. Like, he's just about to blow up. Maybe,
so he, no living color yet.
There's somebody going, Yeah. So, and he was so talented. I was the opener, and I was terrible. I was terrible again because I was not where I live.
Was that the first black audience you dealt with that night?
And it was me trying to realize that I didn't know that I wasn't where I lived. The jokes that I were doing, I were writing jokes instead of telling jokes. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Talking about yourself.
So when you're looking at somebody, when you're looking at them, you go, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I don't believe nothing you're saying. Because the DJ was scratching in the middle of my act, like, stop lying. Stop lying. Like, that's what he was doing during my whole act.
With those words?
Oh my God, yes.
No, come on.
Yes, and look at my friends. It was so funny. I had 4 homegirls that were sitting in the front, and every time somebody would boo me, they would say, boo again, motherfucker. So I remember Jamie Foxx was the headliner, and I sat down and watched Jamie Foxx, and everything clicked. It was like, that's what I want to be. Because he was so raw. He was
open.
talking about his family. He was talking about he was my Richard Pryor. Because I didn't think nobody could be Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was the top of the pedestal because he talks about his life. He made tragedy. So I never saw another comic do that. I've been watching comics
live. You mean live? You never seen him live?
So it was just, I was like. The whole act. And at the end of his act, he told the audience, I know you guys didn't like the girl that went up first, but, it's really hard to do this. And you guys, and they gave me a little applause. And I went up to him after to tell him, hey, thank you. And we went to Fat Burgers afterwards, me, him, and Speedy. And I said, how do I do what you're doing? He said, you take your time. He said, how old are you? I was 19 at the time. He said, 19. He said, you ain't did shit. He said, go fuck. He said, go get a job. Go fucking break hearts. Go get your heart broken. He said, and then that's exactly what I did. It's like 6 years later. And killed the first time I went up again. And
wait, so from 19 to 25, you just bailed?
I bailed. I went and did what he said. Had a life. I worked. Oh my God, I had a life. Oh, I had a life. I partied. I worked. I fucking experienced shit. I fucked.
Yeah. Every time you fuck, you say, Jamie told me to.
This is for the experience. This is for the experience.
That's right. Now get out.
Get out. But it was just, I lived life.
So it really hit you hard. I mean, you took it, you were like, he's right, I'm drawing on nothing.
Yep, and all I kept, and it was so funny because it would be in conversations with my girlfriends like, yeah, when you become a comedian, you know, when you get ready to be that comic, and they would always say that. And one night, me and my homegirl got into an argument about something else, but she was like, yeah, and you always talking about you gonna be a comedian, you ain't fucking went up yet. You must not be funny. I walked right out that apartment and drove to the Comedy Act Theater and went up. I was like, bitch, you don't challenge me.
Where's the Comedy Act Theater?
That's Robin Harris. That's, that's over there in Leimert Park off of 53rd, 43rd and Crenshaw.
Huh?
Oh my God, that's who was hosting.
Yeah.
And I remember Martin, all of them. I met Dave Chappelle there, all of them. And I remember I called first and I said, the guy, Michael Williams, to this day, me and him still friends. I said, what do I do if I wanted to be a comedian? He was like, yeah, you just go up. I said, well, do y'all got something like that where I can do how do I go up?
Yeah.
He said, are you funny? And I was like, man, you know what? I really think that I am. I said, I don't know, but I think I am. And he was like, you know what? Then I want to see you. He said, you a female? And he was like, and we don't have him. And he was like, yeah, I want to see you.
It's a rare thing.
Yeah. And I have been actually writing jokes and writing stuff about
how do you put a dream on hold for 5 years? I mean, you must have been going nuts.
But
were you scared too, or were you?
I wasn't anything but living. I knew that everything I was going through, I was going to talk about.
So in the back of your head, it was a plan.
I always
you were like,
knew that I was going to someday do it.
This was your college.
Yeah, I just didn't know when I was going to graduate.
Right.
That makes so much sense. I wasn't. People ask me that, and I go, I wasn't frustrated. I was more of like, it's got to be the right time. It's got to be the right time. It's got to be written when I'm ready to do it. Because when I'm ready to do it, that's when it's going to be awesome. So he was like, come down. He was like, come down. Be here at 8 o'clock because we put the New Jacks up at 8 o'clock. I was like, New Jack. It's like, what's that? And he was like, yeah, it's a new. It's like New Jack. I like that. I liked it. I like being called New Jack. So I came. I remember I was there at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I remember I had a great job. Had a Monte Carlo 79, clean as fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in the parking lot. I'm like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing here?
3 hours early?
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? You can't do this. You can't do this. You can't do this. And then I was more scared of not doing it.
Yeah.
Than doing it. Does that make sense? I was more scared.
Well, yeah, it's a weird moment where your experience with comedy before it hurts. I mean, it hurts. You eat some shit, you take those hits, and it's hard to get back up on it.
Yeah.
But that struggle of like, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? It's real, man.
Yeah, and all I'm thinking is, okay, you don't have to do this. You know you can walk away.
Yeah.
But it was this one loud voice that was like, I want to do it.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
Yeah.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it. I'm telling you, you good at the shit.
Yeah.
You good at the shit. I'm telling you, you good.
Yeah.
You just have to fucking let people see who you really are.
Right.
You have to stop bullshitting.
Yeah.
Go up there and be who you are.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, then fuck it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, fuck it. So when the doors open, I remember the first two comedians I met was D. Militant and Al Toon. And they was like, yeah, you a new comic. We ain't never seen you around here. And I was like, yeah. And they was like, well, what you talk about? So, I was just a fool. I was like, yeah. And they was like, well, we got jokes like that.
Yeah.
That's the first experience
So they were trying to fuck you up.
Yeah. But I was like, no one's like me. That's all I kept thinking in my head. Nobody's like me. I'm 6 feet tall, black woman.
It's so weird. There are these comics that were trying to fuck up your head on purpose.
When you think now, back you go,
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I went up.
And you're a woman, so that was another thing.
Very intimidating.
Yeah.
And at the time, seriously, women were not, like, they were funny women, but it was very few.
Yeah.
Very few. And I went up, and I was good.
Oh, good.
I wasn't standing ovation, but I was good.
Got some laughs.
Yeah, I wasn't booed.
No.
People were listening to me. People wanted to hear more.
That boo shit, that is a black thing, man. I don't know what the fuck that is.
No, you know what white people do? They just sit there.
That's right.
And they're fucking silent.
That's right.
That's even worse.
Well,
I'd rather for you to express yourself. Just say boo, motherfucker. Just don't sit there and look at me like Chinese arithmetic.
Yeah.
Like, we just trying to figure you out.
You're okay with the boo.
But you know, it's crazy because, like I said, mainstream is different from the black clubs as far as what they ask for in material, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Black clubs, you have to come on stage and set yourself on fire.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? White people want to know where you at. How did you get there? We want to feel you, Leslie. You know? We love you. I mean, when I do the comedy store and people be like, oh my God, we love you. I be like, wow, you love me, bitch?
Yeah.
Let me hold $5. Yeah. You know, like, give me some money if you love me. But I went up and I came off stage and I said, I'm not leaving this shit again.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 1993.
And then you just did, what, were you going out every night? And
I fucking literally was running out of gas on the freeway trying to get to a fucking club. And I was losing jobs. I didn't give a fuck.
what kind of jobs were you doing?
Oh, well, by that time I had moved out from Richard.
Yeah.
So at the time, when I started, I think I was working at UPS.
Mm-hmm.
I was working at UPS. I've had some great jobs. I used to marry people. I worked for the Justice of the Peace.
Yeah.
I used to marry people, yes. I probably still
With a straight
can.
face?
No, I fucked up their vows very much, and most of them got their shit annulled. Yeah, it's really fucking terrible. I've been a bartender. I've done so much. I've done everything. You know, comics, we've had a billion jobs until I found the perfect job, which was waitress, because they let me do whatever. I worked at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Oh,
yeah.
Where's that? Which
no,
one?
I worked in the one in Pasadena.
Okay.
Because I was living in Pasadena at the time, and
it's down the street from here.
Yeah.
I forgot there was one there.
And they're good. They good.
Mm-hmm.
They good. They good. And but when I'm telling you, I was just hustling and doing it and just.
What rooms were you going?
Oh my God, I was doing all the black rooms because I didn't know to come to the Comedy Store, which Kim Whitley was trying to get me to come to. Kim Whitley was always going to the Comedy Store, and she'd be like, "Come on, girl," and I'd be like, "Nah, that's not my way. They don't get me."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Them the motherfuckers who's really gonna get you."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These people are gonna keep you stuck, and not that I don't love my people, but they will. You know, you have to stay in a general. I mean, it's better now, you know, but. You know, you really do have to be funny. Like,
are there still a lot of black rooms here?
Not in L.A., not to me.
But there was?
There was. At the time, I was doing Townhouse. I was doing, you know, that's when Michael Coyer and all them, you know, was out. Fat Tuesday was Guy Torres at the time. And that was like the biggest thing you could do.
Yeah.
Was Fat Tuesday. Fat Tuesday is like what Chocolate Sundays is now.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That's when it was really popular.
Right.
But I used to call it the nigger nights.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what, who calls that? Donnell Rollins was in here.
Yeah, that's what we call it, nigger night. It's nigger night. And because, you know, you got the Chocolate Sundays, Mo Better Mondays, you know, Tripping on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Why the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's just like when a white person talk to us and they be like, yeah, son. Like, what the fuck? Talk to me like a normal person, sir. I have an education.
Yeah. So you don't like to be characterized like that? You know.
Unless I act like that.
No,
you know
but not you. But like, it bothered you that they called the shows that because of the
expectation? Oh my God! You know why? Because those are the only shows they would let us do. It was almost like it's almost like making baskets.
Yeah.
And then going, okay, now I know where to put you at.
Right.
Like I'll never be able to get into this basket.
Yeah. So it was actually some form of segregation.
It was.
Yeah.
It literally was. I remember the dude who used to book the one on Monday. And we got into it because I used to be like, yo, I want to do the other nights. I want to make more than black people laugh.
Yeah.
I want to make white people laugh too. And he was like, well, you black comics. And me and him got into it. Like, and that's how the general at the time, it was very hard for you to get in the mainstream, like Comedy Store. Now I'm telling you, I fought and scraped. And it wasn't until I came at Tommy, like, Tommy, are you a racist?
Mm-hmm.
And Tommy was like, no, I'm not a
racist.
Tommy,
the guy who books the story. But was Mitzi already?
Missy had already passed me. She had already passed me.
What was that night like? That's a big thing.
Oh, that was. Damn, God. You know what? That's so funny. That was after New York. So I was like, pass me, bitch. I'm the shit. Yeah. When I came off stage, Missy was like, how come I've never seen you before? I said, I just moved here. She said, you're not from here? I said, yeah, I'm from New York. She's like, yeah, I could tell.
Well, you went to New York?
Yeah, I went to New York for a couple of years.
When was that?
This was, 1998. 1998, I was already working out here for a little while and just got stagnated. And Dave Chappelle saw me perform, and he was like, you need to come to New York. He was like, he said, you got some other stuff going on, and he said, you need to work it out.
Right.
And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go visit. I was working at Roscoe's, and I was living the life.
Yeah.
Cause seriously, I had a truck, I had a house, I had a garage and shit. That was big shit back then. You know, I was responsible, paying my taxes and shit.
Yeah.
I was a responsible motherfucker. I had it going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let's go to New York. Let's go. I went to visit.
Yeah.
I visited for 2 weeks, homie, came back, sold everything that I owned, and drove back to New York.
Where'd you live?
In Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. In Brooklyn, that's the Rastafarian's house. Mm-hmm. And it was the best 2 years of my life.
And where were you working? The Strip? And
I wasn't working the Main Street. I was working the Black Hood because it was a lot. It was just so many clubs at that time. I did the Boston, but I had never got to do this. I had been over to the Strip. I knew Jim Norton and all of them. I knew all of them.
How did I not run into you?
And it's possible that we did, but I was a different person then too. I didn't talk to too many people. I was a different person then.
So you're doing the Boston.
I'm doing the Boston. I did Caroline's a lot. Louis Ferrand loved me, and I would do that a lot. So when I came back,
so you learned how to get efficient.
Yeah, I learned how. What happened when I moved to New York was that I started getting paid for what I did, and that was something that I was like, I could be a fucking comic?
Yeah.
You telling me I could get paid to do this shit and actually pay bills? That was just something that I was like, fuck it, let's do it. And so when I came back here, because New York is a city that I don't know how, unless you're born there, you have to be born there to want to live there.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
It's not even just the people; it's the city itself that
it's very
wear
exhausting.
you fucking down. Like it's dirty and it's cold in the motherfucker in the wintertime.
You're always on a train.
So that last winter, I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I need to go home. I need to go home. And so I wasn't going to move home. I was just going to go visit for a couple of months. And I was just like, I'm not leaving. That sunshine, as soon as that sunshine hit me, I was like, I love California. I'm never leaving you again. That was 2000. That was 2000.
And that's when you auditioned for Mitzi?
So that's when I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I could do these black clubs, but I got to get mainstream too. Yeah. And when I went up at the Comedy Store, I did my 3 minutes, came off, and Missy was sitting right there at the door. And it's so funny because doing that set and going past that door, you had that feeling of like, damn, remember I threw up right here. And remember I did really fucking bad in this room. It felt good to conquer, but it still brought one of those memories.
It's
of
a
like,
heavy room, man.
You still got a lot. You still got a long way to go though. And she grabbed my arm and she was like, where are you from? And I was like, oh, I'm from. She said, yeah, you're not from here. She said, you passed. I was like, oh, I passed. I was like, I thought you had to. She's like, nah, I'm passing you tonight. I was like, nice. So when I started asking for spots, I was getting, the shitty spots at 2 o'clock in the morning. At the time though, I'm kind of glad I still went through that. Because you still do need to do that.
What did Tommy say when you called him on his shit though?
He said, what happened was by that time I had been at the store for a while. I had already been hosting a room for a year. And I had already been seeing Tommy's little shenanigans, little stuff he would say about the black room and all of that. And which I understood where he was going, but he didn't understand how racist he sounded when he would say it sometimes. Like, I like Tommy now, but at that time I was like, you were racist. So I was like, when I call in my spots, why am I getting these late spots? Yeah. And he's like, well, it's because you're doing the blue material. I said, hey, fucking the dude that hosts the Fear Factor, I didn't even know this motherfucker's name at the time. I said, that motherfucker just talked about fucking his girlfriend with a Christmas cheese roll. And you talking about fucking blue? Are you kidding me? He was like, no. I said, you know what? I think it's because you're a fucking racist. And he was like, I'm not a racist. I was like, no, you don't like black people, Tommy. Yeah. You don't fucking like black people. I said, none of you motherfuckers do. I said, that's why we got the nigger night, so y'all could throw us in that fucking basket and shit. I said, but I'm not that fucking basket. I can make everybody laugh. I was like, you need to give me my fucking chance. Yeah. And I swear, after that night, I don't know if he did it to see if he would throw me in there and I wouldn't do good or something, but I killed. When he gave me that one chance, he gave me a 10:45 spot.
Right after Rogan.
Oh God, and I killed. And I've been in it since.
Who did he? Did you remember who you followed?
Nope.
It must have been,
I don't remember.
He must have put somebody to go up.
None of that shit. All I remember is that I was going to get up there and destroy. I was going to fucking kill, and I did.
And that changed it?
Yeah, that changed it.
Yeah. So how'd you get? Because I know you worked on Mencia's show a bit, You started opening for big acts then?
Well,
I mean, when did you go on the road with Cat?
Well, I'm trying to remember. At the time, Cat started getting popular and started doing these tours and stuff, and he had different people on there.
He's a trip, man.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something, homie. He was drawing though. So on USA Today, it was Miley Cyrus at 97 point something at how many tickets she sell, and he was right up under her with 96 point something. How many tickets he was selling, and I think he was on his second or third tour, and he had Lunel and Melanie Camacho. And I think he saw me at the Comedy Store one night, and he had been telling me he's gonna put me on tour or whatever with him, but you know how motherfuckers
that's a big
talk.
break, man.
Yeah, motherfuckers talk, but you be like, whatever.
Yeah.
So he's like, that's who I need on my tour right there. And I was like, whatever, right? So I didn't even have a cell phone. I was not that person. I was like, fuck you and technology. You know how long it took me to buy a CD player? You know how long it took me to buy a CD player? I mean, I literally was fingernail polishing tapes because I refused to go with tech. I was like, you motherfuckers are not going to turn me the 666. I'm not going to be a robot. Fuck this shit, right? So I didn't even have a cell phone. So he was like, what's your cell number? I was like, I don't have that. I said, if you want to call me, I'll give you my number, leave a message, and when I get home, I'll check it. Because that's how motherfuckers... Unless you're going to give me a pager, then maybe I can call you at the phone booth. But that's as far as advanced. And he was like, you don't have a fucking cell phone? I was like, no. He was like, yo, he gave me $500 right there. He said, go get a cell phone. Do you know how stupid I looked in the store trying to buy a cell phone? I just was like, what? I mean, I looked like one of them. What does this do? Why is this flipping?
But what was that in retrospect? Do you think that was just the fear of a new shit? Or you really had a theory around it?
I thought I knew everything. I was my daddy's child. The technologist's not gonna take me down. But my dad was a tech freak, which is, I'm totally opposite of my dad.
Did he live long enough to see you do comedy?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And the one thing that was so funny, the conversation that we had before he passed was, cause he used to always give my brother favor. And I used to be like, but I was I did, drop out of school, whatever, but you never had to take care of me. Yeah. My brother, you had to bail out of jail. You had to do all kinds of stuff. So you never had to take care of me. I've never came to you borrow money. You never had to take care of me ever. Even when I dropped out of school, I came and took care of myself. Yeah. And I was just always wondered why you always was so fucking hard on me. Yeah. And he said, because of just what you said. I never had to take care of you. Yeah. He was like, your brother, I've had to take care of your brother. And he was like, he said, you're the one thing that I can be proud that I had. Cause he said, he was like, and you're so funny. He was like, you're so funny. He was like, all those albums I let you listen, he was like, it was worth it. He's like, cause you're really funny. I was like, oh man, damn, it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah. It was good to get that before he passed.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
So after you bought the cell phone with Cat's money.
So I went and bought the cell phone, and he gave me a couple of dates on the tour that he was on now, cause Melanie Camacho's mother passed. So I went to replace her. Uh-huh. And, when you come into an atmosphere, motherfuckers, Red Grant was cool, but everybody else was assholes. Yeah. Everybody else was assholes.
You were on the testing. Yeah. Right there, like, let's see who the hell is.
And then when Melanie came back, it got worse. It just got worse. They teamed up on me and shit. And I'm saying it cause I don't give a fuck if they hear it. Cause I said it to them, like, you motherfuckers was bitches to me on it. It got so bad when Kat came to the room, I said, send me home. I thank you for putting me on this tour, but I'm going to end up fucking one of them bitches up because I really am that person. So he was like, yeah, this tour, and it was about to end anyway. So he was like, he gave me $7,000 and he said, go buy a car. Yeah. Then he gave me another $5,000. He was like, live off of that. He's like, because the next tour is going to start soon. Uh-huh. So I was like, cool. Yeah. So I went and bought a car and everything, right? So I didn't actually think he was going to put me on the tour because it was taking a little while for it to happen. But during that time, I was doing my thing and people had heard about me. Carlos Mencia, I went up before him at the Laugh Factory and he didn't know I was that funny. He came up after me. He was like, and he came up after, he had already performed. He came up after me and grabbed the mic and said, I don't know who and why this girl is not fucking blown up, but I'm going to do whatever the fuck I can to put her on some shit. And literally next week he called me for sketches and put me on. And, But then it slowed down like a lot, because I remember the night that Cat called me, I had $15 in my bank account, and I did not have no gig to pay rent for the next month. And I remember it was a real funny moment because I think about 7 o'clock, I was in the kitchen making top ramen. I remember, because I love top ramen. I mean, you know, whether you have money or not, top ramen's the shit. If you make it the right way, you let me make it, it's the shit. Anyway, I was making it, and I was thinking in my head, I was like, you know what, Leslie? You've done everything you can. You know, you're funny. You're out there. You're talking to people. You done put as much as you can. And I remember looking up going, it's your turn now, man, because ain't nothing else I can do. I done did everything I can. And I remember going to eat my ramen noodles, watch my show, and I remember falling asleep really early that night. It was like really early because it was about 12 o'clock when my phone rang.
That's a sad ramen sleep.
What? I wasn't sad, though. I was happy. Okay. I watched Private Practice and everything. So I was like, yeah. Okay. So I fell asleep early, and I remember my phone rang at 12 o'clock. The cell phone rang at 12 o'clock. And I was like, who the fuck is calling me at 12 o'clock? And I looked at it, and it was Cat's managers. So I was like, oh, let her leave a message. She'll leave a message. So I rolled over. The phone rang again. So I picked it up. It was her again. I was like, leave a fucking message, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? This is me. So I rolled over and went to sleep again. And the motherfucker rang again. Yeah. So I was like, oh, now, my intention was just leave a fucking message, you know. So hello? Yeah. Hey, this is Lena. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, what's up? She was like, yeah, Cat want to see you right now.
Right now.
I said, bitch, it's 1 o'clock in the fucking morning. I was like, she was like, Cat want to see you right now. I advise you to get dressed and come. So all I'm thinking in my head, because I woke up, I was like, yeah, this motherfucker bought my car. Let me get my ass up. Right. So I got up, got dressed, went over there, and he was like, they was having some meeting. Then went to the office with him. He was like, yeah, you ready to start tour? I was like, he was like, yeah, like 2 days. It was like 2 days before the New Year's. Yeah. So I was like, 2 days? He was like, yeah, 2 days. Go home, pack, and be here back. And I was like, motherfucker, are you serious? And he was like, yeah, I'm serious. He was like, come on, and I'll pay you. I think at the time, he was like, I don't know how much I'll pay you, but I'll tell you when we get to Chicago. I didn't give a fuck, because all I was thinking was like, fuck it. Yeah. So I went home, packed, and it came back. I remember I had everybody. My hairdresser did my hair for free, everything. Everybody was like, bitch, go, just go. We went to Chicago, and it was the real fucking deal. Like, Chris Smith was there, Live Nation people was there. I mean, this was some real shit. I had never seen nothing like this before.
The whole operation was in place.
It was like, oh shit, they build around this motherfucker, and the place was packed. So I'm like, oh my God, and we got 2 shows. So Cat was like the first show, totally, he didn't even perform the first show. I think they had to combine the shows because he was so late or something like that. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I remember going out and performing. And I'm telling you, I put foot in ass. And he told me, Cat had made a deal with me. There was this joke that I do. I do this joke where I hit a girl on the head with the mic. Yeah. And it's just really funny. It always, and he said, you got to do the joke. But I had retired the joke. Yeah. And he was like, no, you got to do that joke. And I said, well, if I do that joke, can I have permission of going out into the audience? And he was like, yeah. So I had added that to my act where, you know how I do my crowd work. Sure. On the road, I go out into the audience and do the crowd work in their face, and it kills every time. And I kill. So when I came backstage, everybody's like, where the fuck is Cat? And the dude from Live Nation comes over to me and he said, yeah,
Jeff?
Jeff, I love him, Superman. Yeah. He said, you may have saved the show tonight. And I was like, what? He said, yeah, because you was really funny. You was really funny. So, if they have to leave with just that, they'll be cool. They'll remember you. And so then Cat shows up. We do the second show. I kill the second show. And then we all in his hotel room, which looks like a palace, which was crazy. Didn't even know they had hotel rooms like this. I was sitting there going, this is somebody's fucking penthouse. This is crazy. How much is this fucking room? You know what I'm saying? Do you got to clock out at 12 in this motherfucker? So, he was sitting there and in this big chair. I said, why would they have this? And I'm thinking this. I'm going, look at the desk. Why would they have this in a hotel room? This is fucking crazy. This is some like Scarface shit. I'm stuck on the desk, right? So he's like, yeah, okay, so Live Nation, everybody's there. He's like, yeah, so make the announcement. Leslie's the official feature on my tour. So everybody's clapping. Now, in my head, I'm thinking, why are y'all clapping? I ain't got no schedule or nothing. Yeah. The fuck is everybody clapping for, right?
What does this entail?
I ain't even got paid yet.
Yeah.
Fuck all this shit.
Yeah.
You know, do I get paid? I gotta pay rent.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I gotta pay rent.
Yeah.
Am I getting paid?
Yeah.
Because he still ain't told me what I'm gonna make or whatever. So he calls me into his room the next morning and he says, how much do you think you should get paid? I said,
oh my God damn it.
I literally did that. And I said, come on, Cat. Please don't play these games with me, man. I was like, I know you like to fuck with people and shit. I was like, I'm that bitch.
Yeah.
I'm that real motherfucker. Please don't do this to me.
Yeah.
I was like, what did you pay the last people? I was like, what do you think is fair? I mean, because if you asking me $5,000, motherfucker.
Yeah.
A show. $5,000 a show.
Yeah.
And he started laughing. He was like, you are so fucking crazy. He was like, I'm gonna change you. I'm gonna change the way you think. And he gave me a check for I think it was $2,500.
Yeah.
Was it 25? It was 35.
Yeah.
And he gave me the check, and when I looked at the check, I was like, oh, God, Jesus, Father God. I was like, God. I went immediately to the bank, and that motherfucker
just to make
bounced.
sure?
That shit bounced. It fucked this is what made me want the cash from now on.
Yeah.
Fuck my accounts up, right?
Yeah.
But it was because Cat was fucking around and didn't do whatever was doing. So I went to the office and let them know that they fucked up my account with the money. So they gave me cash. I took care of everything. But then they're like, okay, Live Nation's gonna be paying y'all from now on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when Doug, he tells me, he says, so we're gonna be paying you. How do you want to get paid? You want it to check? Do you want it? I was like, cash.
Yeah.
I want cash, motherfucker. He said, cash? You sure? He's like, you're going to be making a lot of money, Leslie. You're not going to be able to just deposit cash. And I remember saying this, and to this day, I will regret this. I don't know no fucking place that cash don't work.
So you got cash.
I literally was going to the bank making $20,000 deposits, and the people at the bank was like, yo, just come back. Like, just come back the next day. Don't make all these deposits now. But we were coming in town and leaving. I didn't want to just travel with I didn't want to leave it in the house.
Yeah.
Because people by that time knew I was on tour. It's like, what was I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And I remember telling my accountant, what was I supposed to do? She was like, bitch, you supposed to get an account. That would have told you not to fucking do that, you know? So, and I ended up getting audited and everything. It was horrible.
With the cash, yeah.
Oh God, it was horrible. But it was, the tour itself was fucking great.
That was that game changer, right?
Oh man, we had the tour bus.
Yeah.
I mean, to this day, right now in my head, I am dreaming of a tour. That's the one thing that I'm dreaming of now.
And that brought you the attention of everybody, and that tour probably made your career, right?
Right. It like you said, the people who wasn't looking at me before are now looking at me.
What year was that? A few years ago.
This was 2008.
Yeah.
2008.
And when did you? So you got it. What's going on now? You got that DVD out. That's last year.
I did that in 2009.
Okay.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And now it's popular.
Yeah. Wait. Where can they get it?
Well, Amazon. You get it on Amazon. I'm on
Problem
Netflix.
Child?
Yes, it's called Leslie Jones Problem Child.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, Amazon. I think you can get it at some stores.
And you're working on new shit now?
Oh, a whole new special now. And the next one is going to be like, don't sit your ass in the front row.
Is that what it's called?
That's what I'm going to call it. Don't put me in the front row.
But you're doing all right.
Yes.
Well, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Man, you too, man. I think I might have told you my whole life story.
Well, thank God. Now I got it. All right, folks, that's my show. Thank you, Leslie Jones. I'm glad we had that conversation. Please go to WTF.com and, check the calendar. I'm going to be doing shows in Milwaukee, San Francisco, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I think, Crackers in Indiana was added. So let's do that. Come find out when I'm playing by you. Come see me. Kick in a few shekels, get some merch. Check out the comment board. Get on the mailing list. Get the app. Upgrade to the premium app. I'll keep you in the loop what's going on with the patent troll situation as that unfolds. We did some great stuff with the, generating some momentum around the